Okay, welcome, Dr. Shefali. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy that you
Happy to be here.
So I know you've had a lot of interviews and you're always seem to repeating the same and same and same. But what I find so interesting is that even if they ask you the same question, you answered it in the same, but in a different way. I don't know if it's because of like maybe the experience of the person that is asking the question, or maybe the moment, or maybe, I don't know, but what is conscious parenting? And also, what is the difference, if there is, of conscious and respectful parenting? That I hear the term a lot.
Respect is wonderful, and kindness is wonderful, and compassion is wonderful. But consciousness means something slightly more than that. Consciousness includes all that, but it also means understanding what your conditioning has been from childhood and how that influences your parenting. So most of us were raised unconsciously, but we were raised with a lot of kindness, love. Many of us were raised with compassion, but that doesn't mean we were raised consciously. And what that means is that our parents put on us their emotional stuff from childhood without even realizing that they were putting it on us. So they put their religion on us, or they put their expectations on us, or their value system on us, without giving us freedom to discover our own truth. Or they told us how we should be a woman, or what sexuality we should have. They told us how to live a life, what it means to be successful, what it means to get married, when to get married, how to get married. So in all these unconscious ways, our parents put us in boxes upon boxes, and they didn't even know they were doing it. So consciousness means becoming aware of all the boxes you live with and all the boxes you put on your children.
Okay, so you teach us parents, let's say, or before, I guess before having kids, like you don't have to have really kids to understand that you're not being conscious. So you're being unconscious right now. Is that right?
Yes. So most of us are unconscious till we're conscious. So the hard thing is, how do you know you're being unconscious if you're being unconscious? If you're unconscious, you don't know you're unconscious. And most of us live our life unconscious. And the way we know it is because we are mostly living in fear. So fear is a hallmark of unconscious living. Control. You want to control everything. You're anxious. You live in lack, in comparison, like you're not good enough. All these are the signs that you're living unconsciously. Most human beings are living unconsciously, living in lack or not good enoughness or unworthiness. And they are reactive. Most of us are reactive. So if we look at ourselves in the mirror and don't like what we see, we'll get depressed. Or if we don't get the job, we'll get depressed. Or if we meet a friend and they're mean to us, we'll get depressed. That's called reactive living. That's not called conscious living. Conscious living is understanding how we're setting up dynamics in our lives that we are co-creating, and how we're buying into cultural paradigms that are creating lack and insecurity in us. Consciousness is becoming aware and awakened to this.
Okay, awesome. My intention for this year was to be more present. And I think one of the reasons, I don't know if it's because I just want to put an excuse, I feel that sometimes when I get home, I'm not present, is because I'm not organized enough in my business, or, it's like I bring sometimes my business to my house, and I'm like, yeah, I'm playing with my kids, but I'm also thinking of what didn't I do? That happens to a lot of people, right? That they just can't shut off.
Yes, the hardest thing is to be present. Yeah, the hardest thing is to be present. So our children, young children especially, my daughter's 17, so I'm finished with your phase. But when you're in your phase of motherhood or parenting, is to recognize the gift your child is giving you. Like, these years of childhood will never come back. And what I mean by that is more than the cliche, time will pass. What I mean by that is that this specific early years of childhood is so special because only little children are that special. Like teenagers are not that special. Adults are not that special. But little children are very special. And they're special because they're very much in the moment. So as a parent, if you miss this window, then you miss an opportunity to enter the present moment with your children. Nobody else lives in the present moment more than children, except for animals. So if you don't take advantage of this invitation to enter the present moment, you miss it and then you lose it. So what a wonderful gift you have to learn presence, to learn living in the moment. You have your teachers right there every day. I don't have the teacher anymore because my child is a teenager. However, no matter what, we should be living in the present moment. But sometimes we need help. And little children, as much as there's so much work, they are actually helped to live in the present moment.
So you think that after a certain age, let's say your daughter is 17 now, after a certain age, they're not teachers anymore?
No, they are, but not teachers of the present moment as much.
Okay.
Because they've been conditioned to not live in the present moment also now, like us. But young children are just pure teachers, gurus of living in the present moment. That's what they're best at.
Every day. You know, when I, before having Stella, you know, I thought that I did all my inside work. And when Stella, which is, she's 3 years old now, another type of healing began. It's like, you know, and this that you're saying about teachers, and it's so true. And it was like this person like was born, you know, like I was born again, and some like, let's say some healing that I thought was, you know, healed wasn't. So I felt this like roller coaster again. Is, you know, is that typical? Like when a mom, you know, when somebody gives birth, like a lot of things like shakes them. Is it like, have you heard that before?
With every child is a whole new shedding of your skin and whole new identity. And as much as you think you've done all the work, you can't do all the work. The work is still coming because this person you've never met before. So this person is going to make you do the work in a way that you've never done before. So each child brings a new set of challenges. It's like a whole new country. You're now living in a whole new country again.
And the same happened with Emma, you know, like during with Stella, I was like, you know, amazing, tanta. And then Emma was born again and poof, again, like I had now another teacher coming to me and I need to work on so much stuff again.
Right. Every relationship is a new teacher, no? Like you can't end this process. You think like you've arrived, but there's no arriving anywhere. You keep going through shedding skin, you know, skin after skin after skin.
It's just unbelievable, you know, but I'm not 100%, which it's okay, but I am conscious when I'm not conscious. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I am conscious when I do know that I need to, you know, change something, you know, and I do understand, okay, this is not working. Let me listen more to Stella. What is going on here?
Yes.
I do, you know, I know you always like ask questions, and I do that. So
but it's not so much ask questions to the child because the child can't say.
Yes.
It's ask yourself, what am I bringing? How am I messing this up? What is my agenda? What am I not seeing? Right? It's not so much to ask the kid questions because sometimes parents keep asking the kid, what's wrong? What's wrong? Are you tired? Are you hungry? And the kid is like, I don't know. I'm just a kid. But we need to wonder if she's hungry. Let me see. Wonder if she's tired. Let me see. It's we open ourselves up to questions, you know.
I know you also mentioned about discipline, that kids don't need discipline.
Well, they don't need discipline the way that we do it. They don't need anger, shaming, yelling, go to your room. They don't need us to take away their things. That's what I mean by they don't need discipline. What I call it is that they need like containment. They need like a container. They need to know this is bedtime. This is what we do now. This is what we do later. But those are a container. You create a safe container. But you don't do discipline the way that we have learned to do discipline, which is, you know, full of punishment and anger and revenge. That right now how parents do discipline is revenge. You did that, I'll do this.
Okay. Yeah, so of course not. But so, we can't say yes to everything, right? What are the most important, ways to teach children of like saying no, just for an example, let me give you an example.
But it can be anything, it's the same principles. It's how do you say no? So first I tell parents is really sit with it yourself to make sure, is this really a no that is in sand, or is it a no that's in stone? Mm-hmm. Meaning, is it a no like not right now but later, or not for 15 minutes but for 10 minutes? That's a no in sand. Okay. It's like flexibility. Yeah. Or is it a no in stone? And if you have too many no's in stone, that's not healthy, because then the kid is just going to feel controlled. Everything cannot be a no in stone. Mommy, can I have candy? No, never. Can I watch a movie? No, never. That's stupid. So if it's a no in sand, first you have to sit within yourself and ask yourself, if it's a no in sand, how do we say it in a way that allows the child to feel like they're winning also? So you want to watch the movie? I also want to watch the movie, but we can't watch it now. Let's watch it on Saturday. So you're creating a sense of gratification in the child, not emptiness all the time. But many times parents just go, no, and then the kid feels disempowered, just like you would feel if you kept asking me something and all I did was no, no, no. Or am I creating a win-win situation, a solution, right?
What is happening?
Nobody likes to hear the word no. Nobody wants to hear no. So we think it's like I'm being a great parent. I'm saying no to my kid. But too many no's is going to suffocate the kid, and the kid is going to want to break out.
Yes. Because you're feeling like, always no. Like,
yes.
Like it becomes like a negative pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So something interesting, well, not interesting, because it's like, I don't know how to explain it. But, when Emma was born, Stella was really, really jealous. And I understand it, she was like the only child, and now like her sister is here and there's so many changes now, but almost since she was born, Stella doesn't let anybody sleep her unless me. And, if I'm not here, obviously, like I was on a trip this weekend, like her daddy, had to sleep her, that she doesn't, when I'm home, and I can't sleep Emma, let's say. I can't sleep Emma. So it's like, how do I explain Stella, that I want to sleep Emma. I want to sleep her too. Like, I don't want to miss on this years.
Then make her your helper and include her. That, Stella and mommy put Emma together. You're the little mommy and I'm the big mommy, and let's do it together. Can you be on my team? You can give her a badge, mommy's helper. That's one way. Another way is, she can choose who should mommy put to sleep first, Emma or Stella. Like giving her some choice, because she never had choice in who you had, and she didn't have a choice. She was like, I don't want another kid. I want just me. So you took away her choice. So now we're giving her some choice back.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like the choice. Should I put you, like, like she can't say, it's like not a yes or no question,
Yeah.
It's a me or her answer.
You can say, okay, what time? 7:15 or 7:10? Like, give us some illusion of choice. And then will you drop us to the room? Will you do the, give her some sort of, what should Emma do when I'm putting you to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let her feel like she's in charge in some way.
Okay, like she's like the big sister.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another question I wanted to ask you is that there's always one parent that is putting 100% the work. Let's say I am married to an amazing, man. He's like a great partner, a great father. But sometimes he doesn't discipline like in an aggressive way. Like, no, it's always like, Stella, don't eat with your hands. Stella, sit correctly. Stella, and for me, I'm more like a free spirit. Like, if she wants to eat with her hands right now, like let her, So my question is, how do we balance that? If I'm putting all the 100% work of conscious parenting, and then our partner is trying but is not there yet, is there a conflict in the way we're raising our kid?
Well, there could be. It depends on how you both listen to each other and hear each other. But yeah, it could get to be a conflict if you don't have a system,
Okay, well, we're gonna go together to your event. So because I'm always like sending him your videos. So he's like, okay, I know. I'm like, okay, now we're gonna see her in person.
Right, just to be conscious. Like, so for example, why can't she eat with her hands right now? Because she'll always eat with her hands. Really? Is that true? Right? And this is, she's young, she's immature, she's playing with her food. Is that such a big deal? Do you want to make it such a big deal? Right? And these are questions he's going to have to answer for himself. And then if it becomes very bad, then you're going to have to ask some tough questions of yourself, like how to handle it. How do I get in between the two of them? What's more important to me, him or her? Not like who's more important, like what is more important? Should I yell at him or let him yell at her? And this becomes difficult. But the good thing is that no two parents are on the same page. It's an illusion. Very few people see everything the same way. So this is part of every couple. Every couple struggles with it. And you have to just see how much of a struggle yours is,
Yeah. When we had kids, like it just like it opened this new thing with us where I'm like, oh, like we do things differently, with kids. And it just became like, I can't believe it, because you never think about that.
You don't think about it, and you also can't know.
A different parenting style.
Correct. You never think about it.
Different, but something that makes you trigger.
Sure, and we don't realize that, and that's why having children is one of the biggest triggers in the marital relationship. You used to get along fine, and now you're arguing about everything because of how you raise the children. And none of this can be factored because we can't predict it. It's very, very common. It's like a thing. It's like a sure thing.
It is. And on top of that, it's like reconnecting again and trying to find like space for us too. And it's like you don't know what motherhood and parenthood is until you have it. Like there is no way you understand this from just, being in my house, Like you have to be a mom or a dad to understand what parenthood and motherhood is.
It's a huge culture shock. And I think we don't realize what it takes from us. And especially in the modern day where we are trying to work, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that. It's almost impossible.
It's like, how do we do it, right?
Yeah.
Do it. I don't sleep. I don't know when I'm going to sleep again. But it's just something that I had to just let go, I had to let go. I have a question for you because Stella is in the transition of, she's already potty trained. She did it on her own, but she peepees on the potty, but she won't poopy on the potty. And I've noticed this pattern of me that I've been telling her, you should not put a diaper on because you're a big girl. Do you think that's creating like a negative, because I've noticed that I repeat it a lot. And she even tells me, Mom, I'm not a big girl. She'll tell me like that. And then it's like, no, my baby, like you're not a big girl. But, because I think that if we tell certain nicknames or things to kids, they really, right? They start like,
right, you're feeling pressure that she needs to do this by a certain age, and you're like, come on already, you're a big girl already. So it's coming out, and you have to really look inside yourself to ask yourself, what pressure are you feeling? You're feeling pressure that she needs to do this to go to school?
Yes.
By a deadline?
Kind of. Like she has like 4 more months to go.
I know, and you're putting pressure on her and she's going to pick up on it and resist it even more. You need to, the first time you do it, you just tell her, oh my goodness, you pooped. And she'll be like, I did? you're going to have to just make it like she peed and pooped and then celebrate her and then go, I knew you could do it. And she's like, oh, I didn't even know. The first time you may have to like mislead her a little bit to make her see that it's not a big deal, not to lie, but try and find a way to go a small piece or something, just to make her break this idea of poop and pee. She's got like a division, you know, pee I can do, but poop I can't do. And if you kind of celebrate her and relax, she will do it faster than if you have this anxiety.
Yeah, I think like because I've been like, you know, like you have to do it now because you're a big girl, you already peeped, like all your friends are doing this. I think she's like resistant. She's like, you know, I'm like putting pressure on her. Okay, so now I know. Okay, I have, you know how you said that this time is so important for, you know, like from 1 to 3 years old or 5, you know, they're all important, you know, the time. But a lot of moms sacrifice years and years and years of doing what they love, their career, their passion, to raise a child. Do you think this is okay, or do you think we can do both? I mean, because for me, you know, I love my babies and I spend so much time with them, but I didn't want to sacrifice what I love because it makes me happy inside, you know, it makes me light, and doing service to others is just what I love to do. So I didn't stop to do that, but then are these moms that are telling you, like, you're never gonna get this time again, you know, like you can do this in 5 years again. And I'm like, but I'm living in the now, and this is what I want to do now. And I feel that I don't know, you can tell me, but I feel that if my girls see me working and what I do, and if they see me happy, that's what they're gonna learn, and that's what they're gonna see from me. So what do you think of those moms that stop everything just to be like this with the babies?
There's no perfect answer. I would say both are great. Like if you have a passion, if you're in the moment, you should definitely pursue it. But also, on the other hand, there are many mothers who feel like they have to be working and they feel bad to give up their work. And then I say to them, it's okay to give up your work for a few years. Then there are those mothers who only want to be with the kids and say that's the best way to be a mother. And I say to them, that's not true. That's your way, but you can be a very good mother while working. Mm-hmm. So there's no pressure on women on how to be. It really is an inner calling. All I would say to mothers is don't do it inauthentically because you want to fit in or you want to be the best, or do it because that's who you are, you know, and then each one has its own consequence. If you do motherhood full time, you've missed your job. If you do the job and motherhood like you're tired all the time. You know, if you don't do the motherhood, you miss the child. So every position has its own consequences. So that's why you have to be real to yourself.
Okay. So in your experience and what you've seen with all your clients and all their journey, what are the key or tools to raising a happy and confident daughter or son? Like what are those tools? What are those key things that we need to focus and to really like write it down and have it on the wall every day, so we can like every day read it and
I think the main thing is to, you know, accept yourself, live your life with happiness and presence. Number one. Number two, really control your own out of control behavior and reactivity. Number three, really connect to your children and be present for them. That's what they want, your presence. Try to really see them for who it is they are, and don't color it with your own ideas of who they should be. I think these are the key elements.
I love that one, that, you know, like stop the idea of what your kid should be. I love that, because so many people, I'm not included, because I'm all about like, do whatever you want to do, like, you know, but it's like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Correct.
How would they know? You know, like my husband asked me like a few months ago, what do you think Estelle is going to be? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea. What do you think she's going to like? And I'm like, I don't know. She knows. Ask her.
And maybe they don't know, and that's okay. There's nothing to know. They just have to be right now.
It's better, and what school she's gonna be. I'm like, I don't know. What if she doesn't want to go to school? You know, like, because it's like everything that we wanted to do, or everything that we started late, maybe we want that for our child.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy, right? We have to let them be. We have to let them experiment, and also we ask questions ourselves, but also ask them, right? What do you want to do?
Correct. And match their development and pace it according to them. Don't put ideas from the outside inside.
Amazing. Thank you, Dr. Shefali.
Thank you, my dear. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
No, it was my pleasure. Honestly, you're a blessing in this world. I love the way you transmit everything that you're saying.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you.
And I will see you Saturday.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr.
Bye.
Bye.